Hi guys, it's me with a very quick, very unedited, no cuts, no nothing video, but there is one thing that is incredibly weird that I just found out, and I think I absolutely have to tell you about it, in case you, just like me, are currently building your Ash, want to try out the rework and everything. Ash is very weird, and let me just show you what I mean. See, if you've seen my recent video where I talked about which changes will come in this update, one thing I went over is that Ash's Bladestorm is now an exalted weapon. Let me just quickly clear all of that here. Ash's Bladestorm is not an ability anymore, it's now not a pseudo-exalted anymore, it is now an actual exalted weapon, it is fully moddable, and it also, as you see here, has its own stats. And the thing why I was so excited about it is, since it is a weapon now, it does have a crit chance and a crit multiplier stat, even though they are not high. My thought was here, right, we can go and use Arcane Avenger on our Warframe, as you can see right here, Arcane Avenger, to get external crit chance, to increase the crit chance of this to at least 50%, or with a couple of mods into the 70% range. And then all of a sudden Bladestorm, which is a very powerful ability, would be able to consistently crit. That was my theory. But this whole thing didn't work out. It doesn't work out at all. And this is crazy. Let me just quickly give you an example, right? We have Ash here with my somewhat half-finished build. It's not even max rank now, but doesn't matter. My theory was that since we are going to be invisible as Ash, we need combat discipline that takes a bit of our health away every time we score a kill. And from this damage that we're taking, that will then trigger Arcane Avenger, and that will give us a crit chance. Look at my health bar as I execute the Exalted Shadows now. See, the enemies are just melting away, obviously, from the insane amounts of damage, but even though they're dying and we have combat discipline, I don't take any damage. I don't take any damage whatsoever. And that is incredibly weird, because you would think that if my exalted weapon takes out an enemy, then the mod that says if you take out an enemy, you lose 10 health should lose you 10 health. But that is not what's happening. And I am wondering whether this is actually intentional or whether there is some weird code interaction or unintentional bug. And it would be great to have like some confirmation on whether this is supposed to be like that or whether this will be changed. However, there is one more thing that I wanted to share, and that makes this whole thing even weirder. Let me show you. So, as we figured out, when we kill enemies with the shadow clones, that's not going to damage us. However, it can damage us if the enemies die after the clones are gone. Let me show you what I mean. If we kill enemies from the slash effects that will be dealt after the last clone has left the field, you will see that near the end of the duration. See now, when enemies die, all of a sudden we lose health because the clones are not on the field anymore. Meaning combat discipline works for kills that came from this ability, but it doesn't work as long as the ability itself is on the field. That is super weird. I was wondering, why is that the case? And then it sort of struck me. This ability, even though it is an exalted weapon and therefore it should be considered a weapon, right? This ability actually creates allies. Those shadow clones are not actually considered your weapon. Those shadow clones are considered like other players on the field. And I can show you exactly why that is. See, combat discipline says you not only lose 10 health on kill, but allies gain 20 health when you do a kill. In other words, and this is actually true, I'm going to show you that in a moment, when those shadow clones kill enemies, that actually heals us. It's like another player in the squad gets a kill, right? Gets a kill, and we get the heal from combat discipline. That is not how it should work, though this is how it does work. Let's quickly make them level 1 so they don't deal all too much damage to me. So let's give them the ability to deal a bit of damage to us. Okay, now we make ourselves invisible so they can't kill us. And when we kill them now, you will see that through combat discipline, they are healing us. They are like our allies using combat discipline to heal our health back up. And I want to test another thing here. Let's say we use not Umbral Intensify, but Archon Intensify. Archon Intensify should make it that if an ability heals us, we get extra damage. Technically, this would be the case, right? Our ability heals us through combat discipline. I'm eating a broomstick if this actually works. Let me quickly check this. Yeah, there we go. That should do. And now we go and nope, doesn't work. So that is weird. Even though, I mean, it kind of makes sense because I think the game really considers those shadow clones to be independent allies, not tied to us as a player at all. So technically, it would make sense that they won't heal us. But unfortunately, this is not the only thing that rubbed me the wrong way. Ability number 3 was changed in a way that it has now an augment called Teleport Rush, where if we use this teleport to kill an enemy, it will extend the duration of our smoke screen. Right? This is pretty darn simple. You can also see it right here. Let's quickly smoke screen ourselves, and then we kill an enemy with the teleport. Boom, you see the duration of the smoke screen goes up again, right? This is exactly what it's supposed to do. However, this is also kind of weird. If you execute this teleport while your shadow clones are out, then you're not actually teleporting to them. You become one of the shadows as they go through their motions. So if I execute them now, and then I use the teleport, then see all of a sudden I become the shadow clones, right? This is kind of interesting, it really is, but this has a bit of an issue. If I cloak myself now, and then I start this again, and then I do the teleport, then you will see that the invisibility duration doesn't go up, even though I sort of teleported around and killed enemies as part of the shadow clones. This didn't extend my duration again. So again here, I'm wondering, what is it that happens here? Is it that when I do it while the shadow clones are out, I become a shadow clone and therefore the kill is not considered my own kill, just like with combat discipline? Or maybe this is also intentional, I don't know. But I think this is a very weird anti-synergy, because if this would be intentional, then that would mean that while our shadow clones are out doing their thing, we cannot extend our stealth duration. One last thing I want to try. Since Ash, and this is also something I haven't tried before, since Ash's clones are obviously not your weapon, but separate entities, what if they actually consider this a companion? Let's check out how much damage those bros deal with the companion mod. So 30,000, 60,000, yeah, 30,000 at combo counter 0, okay? 30,000 damage on a non-crit with 0 combo counter. And let's now go and take this off again. So if they now deal 30,000 again, that would mean they're not considered summons. Let's see. Do they deal the same or less damage? No, they deal 30,000. Okay. So they're not considered summons, which means they are considered non-summoned allies and also not your weapon. They're a very weird thing. They're sort of considered nothing. They're like really separate players that are not tied to you in any way whatsoever. I still hope that this is all a bug and an unintentional interaction and that combat discipline is going to work at some point. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yap time is over. Just for you, quick heads up, if you are currently in the process of building Ash, maybe focus on building something else first until we know for sure what really is going on here. Anyway, if you want to have a build guide on the new Warframe Temple, I released one today. You can find it in the cart right now. Another big shout out to Niels V, Demon Lord Zell, Demon Emperor, Emperor Prime, Nost Linux Gaming, Turtle Peel, Icon Shepherd, Onaconio 2, Pepperwolf, Mihawk, Hoke Hunter, and all other generous channel members for your continuous support. I'm a bit short on time because I have to leave the house in an hour or so I'm just gonna quickly upload this and we see each other maybe tomorrow, maybe not. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Anyway, wish you a lot more fun with the update.